guys, do you want to see a cool before and after? This is me before playing Kitten Squad, and this is me after. Now, you may be saying, you're not in this photo. You're right. I'm in therapy because of the game now. Games are so fun. Except when they're not. There's so much that goes into the game. You got developers, programmers, a marketing team, writers, voice actors, and so much more, all working together on one project, and somehow that leads to genuinely good games. But it's also no surprise that sometimes these are crap like Balan Wonderworld. Now, even though I love good games just as much as the next person, there is something special about a bad video game. It's like an ugly dog. Sure, it looks terrible and diseased, but like, I don't know, it looks kind of silly. So sometimes, for fun, I go a little cuckoo crazy and purposely find bad games to play, and the best place to find them is the Nintendo Switch eShop. I mean, just look what you got here. You got I Can't Say That, I Don't Want to Say That, and Bouncy Bob, so the options are basically endless. So to illustrate this, I picked out 15 of the worst games I could find. And since I want to get my money back on these, I might as well get something out of them. So let's take a look and see what we got. First up, we got Battle to Blood. Now, remember how I said I'd look for bad games? Well, sometimes they jump scare me. Yeah, I thought this game would actually be decent. I mean, for one, it was only $1 and it looked quality for the price, but you may already see the issue with this game. You see, I can't move my ship. The game right now is like, it'd be cool if I could like show the game like what the deal is with this. You can't steer in this game. It told me like this is how you steer. It's not working. It's literally just not even working. I am doing everything in my power. I'm just getting this wall now. I think we'll just hit the wall now. Yeah. I mean, maybe the game is good. Like, I mean, for $1, you got okay graphics, voice acting, and some controller function. Kinda. I might just be missing something here, but I think the game might also just be bad. Oh well, what a shame I don't get to play more of a bad game. Darn it. Oh shucks. Oh bollocks. Okay, next game already. So like, have you heard of the hit game Vampire Survivors? It's a really great indie game that I would really recommend. It's only like $5 and it's just infinitely replayable. Now, what if you made that game, but with cats? Oh, and also make it bad. Don't forget that step. This is Cat Lord, and it sure is. You play as a cat and go into this map and fight some random stock pixel assets as you slowly throw out the same two attacks over and over again. Now, there is some variety. For one, you can get upgrades, but that would mean you have to play the game longer for 5 minutes, and really, I don't think any living person should do that. And there's also a whole 3 maps that I don't want to unlock because it takes forever to unlock them. Besides, this game is stupid. Cats can't throw meteors. Look at this goober. Do you think he can do that? All he does is sleep and get pissed when I touch him. I mean, there's different cats you can play, but I can't play as my cats I actually have because they're unlockable and it costs a lot of coins. So I can't play as Buster nor Sprinkles. So therefore, bad game. Anyways, you guys like Doom? Well, what if you made Doom, but with cereal? You get Chex Quest. Now, the original Chex Quest was bundled in with cereal, and this is not only worse, but it costs $5. For one, that's the same price as Doom and Doom 2 on Switch. Heck, you can get Doom 2016 on sale for cheaper than that. Also, the original Chex Quest was built off Doom, making it actually control super well in the original version, but this new version decided to have brand new HD graphics, and not only does it run like crap on Switch, but also controls far worse. It just does not look good. And again, $5 for 4 levels and a game that's worse than a game bundled with cereal. If there's one thing I know about the Switch is that some companies think these two are the same thing. There are hundreds of mobile games that not only release on mobile, but also get Switch ports as well, and it's always obvious. Such is the case with Cover Fire. Oh sorry, its legal name is actually Cover Fire Offline Shooter. That's like if I named my YouTube channel Project Imada YouTube videos on the web. Anyways, in this game you play an on-rails enemy shooter, I think. Basically, you gotta go from cover to cover and slowly take out each enemy with no threats at all. The enemies can't hit you as long as you're undercover, so you're pretty much fine the entire game. So this game would be easy if it weren't for the heavy use of microtransactions. Every second the game is wanting you to spend some kind of money. You can buy these gold bars that do things, I'm sure. And also you can only play this game for like 10 levels at a time thanks to the energy meter, which is really funny because the energy meter implies that people want to play this game for more than like 5 minutes. Even when I was getting footage for this game, I could only get the meter down to like 6, and after that I was just done. There isn't even a funny badge to this. It's like if an ugly dog bit you. Now the dog just kind of sucks and there's no charm to it. Now, you know what does have some charm to it? Kin Squad. Okay, why do these goobers have so many bad games based off them? What did they do to you guys? And this game was made by PETA. And if you know PETA is a dumb stupid company that fights for animal abuse by causing more animal abuse. They really don't ever know what they're doing, and that can be seen most clearly through the games they make. They made a game about Mario skinning a raccoon, Pokemon being connected to animal abuse, a Super Meat Boy clone. And the thing about these games is that they're not only bad, but it's clear that PETA has never played these games before. They claim things like Ash Ketchum always puts Pikachu in his ball when that's never the case. They also claim that Meat Boy is made of cow meat or something, but he's just a guy without skin. So if they can't be faithful to a pre-existing franchise, what if they just made their own original game? Thus, Kin Squad was born, and it's not really even their own original idea. This is heavily inspired by The Binding of Isaac, you know, a good game. But this is so much worse in every way, pretty much. This is a roguelike, and roguelikes thrive on their variety. This has zero variety. Every good roguelike has a run that feels new each time. This game has zero run variety. The enemies are repetitive, and there's like 5 of them with boring basic attack patterns with lame bosses as well. The only variety is the guns you pick up, and there's some obvious best ones that you really don't need to pick up any other ones besides the good ones. There's one that's literally just a screen nuke, and the other weapon that you can also get with the same amount of rarity is a weapon that has no range, no damage, and on top of that, it slows you down. And as if the cherry on top, what am I looking at here? This game is so ugly, and not in the ugly dog way. This is just an eyesore, man. But the game does have a bright side, and that's the cutscenes. Since this game is anti-animal abuse and made by PETA, you just get the silliest things ever, such as a whale committing unaliving himself, and a sheep, oh no, the whore, getting sheared. No, don't give him a buzz cut, you want a low taper fade! Oh, and also there's microtransactions, so yeah, it's pretty bad for what it's worth. But it is PETA's best game. I'd give it a 3 out of 10. Next up, we have one of the strangest games of all time called Make War. I think I meant to make these goobers fight, but I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's even harder thanks to this game's broken English saying the most nonsensical things of all time. It's clear this game probably got ran through Google Translate in some way, but that leaves us with a game I can only describe as comedy gold in a lot of ways. The text is just the best part of the game. It's just the most ridiculous stuff you could think of. It feels bad to knock the game for this because it was clearly made by some underdeveloped devs from a different country. If the text was correct, I think this game would be worse overall because that's the only thing that makes it unique. Without that, it's just a boring game I don't understand. Anyways, next is Picross. Yep, in Nonagon's Prophecy, you play a low quality and poorly themed version of Picross. I wish I had more to say, but to be honest, the only reason it was here because I thought it'd be funny for the video, but now that I'm playing it, it's really not that funny, so this section is pointless. So, to make it not pointless, I want to talk about an actually good game I thought was bad, but actually turned out decent in the end. Look, I need a break from the negativity, so here's a genuine game recommendation. This is Supersonic Tin Cats, and it's a cheap yet surprisingly fun quality kart racer. You have a wide section of characters, 12 race courses, a battle mode, and even a mission mode. Yeah, this game got a mission mode, and not even Mario Kart 8 could do that. Now, there are some issues. For one, visually, it's not great. I mean, that's why I chose this game for the video initially. And the game starts rough, man. The first 4 courses are so long and boring, but the rest are all really solid. To illustrate this and to add to this video's runtime, here's a ranking of all 12 racetracks. In last place, we have Cactus Desert. I think that's how you say it. This was not only a boring course, but so long. I mean, there's nothing to do here besides go off these stupid ramps. And even if the course wasn't as long, it still wouldn't have anything going on for it. It's just a boring desert winding road. There's not even any shortcuts, just some ramps, as I mentioned. In 11th place is Pawns Road, and it's basically the same exact course, but there is some shortcuts, and it's a somewhat cooler theme. The idea of a chest-themed garden is actually really cool, and I wish it was in a better course. There's also this one really cool shortcut. We have to jump off the road and immediately jump back on to get the speed boost, so that's pretty fun. And 10th is the first course, which is Sugarfire Park. This is a little shorter than the previous two, but still a little too long, but it's fine. In 9th place we have Cloud Scraper Highway, and it's actually decent. It has a really great theme and some cool sections, but it's sadly just too long. They either should have cut some sections or made it just one lap. And that's the only courses I would call bad in this game. In 8th place we have Bakaneko's Mansion. It starts with an incredibly tough mansion section that's super fun with the whole building in flames and some of the tightest turns you've ever seen. It's tough but super fun and manageable thanks to this game's drifting mechanics. But halfway through the course you go to this boring bamboo forest which just goes on for way too long. This should have just been the mansion section and it would have been a really good course. Oh well. 7th place is Laser Factory. There are massive lasers to dodge, conveyor belts to go on, and it's really neat, but still a little too long and could have been shorter. In 6th place is Misty Peaks, and it's aesthetically a really cool theme, but it doesn't do anything too crazy with it, just some bridges and stuff. But it is saved by a really cool shortcut that's really challenging to pull off, but so fun to do. And 5th is Iceberg Base. This is a snow stage that has a really cool shortcut, plus tons of branching paths, so overall it's just solid. Royal Woods is next, and it has a really cool cave section to start off with, before delving into a little bit of boring section afterwards, but it's still super fun. In 3rd place we have Luminous Lake, and this is the first truly amazing course. These and the next two could really fit in with Mario Kart one day, and no one would even bat an eye. The theming is really cool, and there's tons of things to dodge and jumps to make through the branching paths. There's tons of shortcuts, tight turns, overall it's just a solid course. And second is The Bowl. Dude, what a cool theme! Making a race course themed around ramen may seem stupid, but it's just so darn fun. Racing through these tight turns and even going upside down multiple times is just so amazing. But man, Thunder Heights would unironically be a top 10 Mario Kart course if it was in Mario Kart. You hop from island to island, this massive storm going on, it just has some crazy turns and some really tense moments. It's super fun to play through with a great theme. Anyways, back to bad games for now. This is Pirates All Aboard, and it sure is. In this game you have 3 modes. One is a multiplayer mode, and shocker, no one wanted to play with me. There's also a practice mode, which is the multiplayer mode with CPUs. You get to choose 3 ships. You just aimlessly move around and try to hit enemies, but it might as well be impossible. It's so hard to hit them with any of the ships. There is power-ups that help you, but you are so slow. It takes forever to get them. There's also like no windscreen, so there's literally no point. The last mode is the Endless mode, which has a ship that actually remembers it can go faster than 0.1 miles per hour, and it's actually fast. It's fine. It's a basic endless runner that repeats the same 3 predetermined obstacles over and over again, and eventually you mess up and it's over. Next is Picklock. This game was made by the same people who made the Make War game, but at least this one has proper grammar. Too bad it sucks. The game has the highest camera sensitivity of all time, and since you can't change it, you're constantly forced to spin the camera around at Mach 10. The game is also super finicky with buttons. Some doors don't work and they work sometimes, some items don't work, just random things just don't work in this game for some reason. You also just walk around and just pick up stuff, there's no gameplay here. It's supposed to be a robber game, but as far as I know, there's no cops nor people to avoid, so it's just boring. Also, I think it might fry my Switch if I play it for any longer, because the fans are going on overdrive on this game. So even if the game does get better, which I don't think it does, I don't value my Switch over this game, so on to the next one. Rafa's World. You know, that title, it isn't very descriptive. We should check out the trailer to see what the whole game is about. This game's a low quality pixel art platformer. Why is there like no gameplay in the main trailer, but a poorly green screen live action skit that looks nothing like the game? The actual game looks fine and it's not the worst thing of all time, but it's super basic and doesn't do anything interesting. But that trailer genuinely gave me so much life, so this game's actually a 10 out of 10 at the end of the day. Kids Farm Coloring. This game doesn't work on a TV. It works only in handheld mode. Here's why colored. What kid is coloring on their Switch? Just give them actual coloring stuff. This is sad. I honestly don't know who this is for. Next is Dot Cat Milk. Not only is that the weirdest title ever, it's also the weirdest game ever. I mean, look at it. This looks like the most stock asset game to ever be made. Genuinely, I've played extension games that are better than this. Also, why is it named Dot Cat Milk? What are you doing to them? Do not try to milk the cats. Next is another cheap platformer, Axolotl is Dry, or Axolotl according to the eShop. Why is there two different names? Just pick one. Just pick one. Anyways, have you ever played Celeste? One of the most important platformer games of all time. It's a great game. Axolotl is that, but bad. You have the dash mechanic, but it misinputs every single time. Even when using the D-pad, it just doesn't work. You can press it right on the D-pad, and somehow you're dashing straight down to the bottom. This is honestly one of the dumbest games I've ever played. Next is Angry Bunnies. I'm scared. Oh, this is just a bad Angry Birds game. Oh, okay, I don't care. Next one. Finally, we come to the grand finale, Opus Castle. A spooky game. Shiver my damn timbers. The game starts off explaining that this is based off a true story, which I'm gonna be real for a bit. I think true crime stories that insert fantasy elements are just disgusting in every possible way. So that's already enough to condemn this game, but it gets worse somehow. The game runs like crap and it does not look good anyway, so it doesn't matter. Early on in the game there's a jump scare, it just doesn't scare me because like, how could you be scared by this? It just makes me feel sad the game was made with a shoestring budget. In the first segment you play as a kidnapped girl and you have to escape it by finding a key before being caught by this goofy goober. Then you play as a reporter guy and get stuck on the ground and you have to reboot the game so you can actually play it. Great start to your game. Then you win as a goat dive before you go in the castle where nothing works. I was deadass playing around in this room for 30 minutes straight and I was just stumped on what to do. No doors were opening even though all the other doors in the game opened just fine. Nothing besides the mirror did anything. All the mirror did was a cheap jump scare. I would say I'm sad I don't get to play more of this game, but I'm not. Well, that was something, I guess. What am I doing with my life, man? Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video, and this is, of course, my last video of the year. You might already know that I've posted on my community page about it. This is the end of the video. You can click off now. I just want to say thank you so far for 69 subs. Yes, we had to end on that number for the year. Of course we did. But overall, I had a really fun time making YouTube videos this year. Next year, hopefully I have some new videos coming out. Should be fun. But yeah, this is the last video of the year, so thank you for all your support. And yeah, have a great day.